My question for you, are you tired of swimming every day in all of the negative energy? It's crazy right now, right? I mean, from all different angles, there's just so much negativity. So today we're going to talk about letting go of negativity. So last week we talked about positivity, like how to add more positive things into our lives. And now we're going to talk about how to let go of the negative, because that kind of clutters up all the positive stuff. So what we are going to do, well, first let's talk about why this needs to be an exercise. And what happens as adults in our modern society, we are on autopilot because we're busy, we're stressed, we're running from one thing to the next, we have a billion things going on. We don't have time to stop and say, how do I feel? Very often, right? That's not something that we're thinking about. I remember being at a family therapy session for a family member several years ago, and the therapist saying, "Sarah, how do you feel?" And I was like, "Fine, obviously fine," And she was like, "No, really, like, how are you feeling?" And I was like, "I feel fine." I didn't have any other way of explaining it. And she kind of gave me this look like, and I thought I was so emotionally intelligent that I was like, what is she, like, I was kind of annoyed by it. And now in hindsight, I'm like, oh yeah, I get why she gave me that look. Because maybe in general, my life was fine. But in that moment, that's certainly not what I was feeling, right? And so, anyway, that's a tangent. But we live on autopilot. And to get off of autopilot, we need to be really conscious about how we're feeling, because otherwise we can't do anything about it, right? If we don't know what's causing this, I don't know, malaise or whatever it is we're feeling, we can't do anything about it. So what we are going to do is we are going to Marie Kondo our lives. Okay, and if you're not familiar with Marie Kondo, she's a minimalist. She wrote the book, The Subtle Art of Tidying Up. Is that right? Or am I mixing that up with another title? Anyway, she's all about holding an object. In her book, she tells you to hold the object and look at it and think, does this bring me joy? And if it doesn't bring you joy, you release it. And so in our lives, we're going to do the same sorts of things. We're going to do that with social media, with traditional media, with where we're spending our time, and with our relationships, right? And so each one of those things, like for example, if you're scrolling Instagram, which we are known to do, we get used to seeing the same things over and over and over, and we don't really pay attention to how each account makes us feel, but the account can't make us feel anything. Our minds do that. So if you want more information on that, there's a worksheet in the bio. But we're paying attention to how we feel when we look at that account, right? And so I'll give an example for me. There's some parenting gurus that I follow, and I've had to mute them because what happens is the information they're giving is beautiful and I love it and it resonates deeply. I noticed I was feeling shame every time I saw them, and it wasn't uplifting. It wasn't making me better. It was making me just feel shame about where I'm at, right? And so that's the thing that we have to ask ourselves is this emotion, whatever it is, good or bad, is it productive, right? Because we're going to have negative emotions in our lives. We're humans. But is it productive negativity? Okay? So if I was feeling that, if I was feeling like some discomfort looking at those accounts, and then I was putting into practice with my kids the things I was learning, that would be different because that discomfort would be productive. It isn't for me though. So you can look at, if there's a family members or friends that just kind of make you not feel good things and you don't want to unfollow them, you can mute them, right? Let's think about news and popular media that we consume either on our phones or devices or on our televisions or in print. And the thing to remember is, because sometimes that seems like it's productive, like let's take the news for example, that seems like productive negativity because I'm learning about the world, I'm informed. But an important thing to remember is that news and most media profits from making you feel like you're not enough or making you feel afraid. That's how they make their money, because if you feel those things, you keep coming back, right? And so I'm not saying to not consume those types of media, but I am saying to just be really cognizant that their job is to make you feel negative emotions, right? Okay, so relationships. I'm rushing through this, so might have to come back and watch it again. Relationships. Who are the people that you spend your time with? Who are the people you're giving your energy to? And is it productive, right? Keep in mind, we can't change anybody. You know, there's a video a couple months ago about how you can set the table, but you can't make people eat, right? We cannot control anybody else. And sometimes we have to set loving boundaries because how we feel around certain people isn't good for us. And here's the thing to know is that you are the best version of yourself when you're taking care of yourself. What's best for you is best for the people around you and best for the world, right? I promise you. So that goes in hand with how you're spending your time. What are you giving your energy to that is just draining the life out of you? That you don't have to. Maybe you're volunteering for a committee. Maybe you picked up a side project. Maybe you are part of a mom's group, or you golf with your buddies every Thursday. And when you're there, it drains you, right? You come home and you've been listening to your friends nag, or your people are just for whatever reason. It's okay to take a step back from that, to say no, and to put your energy somewhere more productive for you and for who you are, right? Okay, so social media, traditional media, relationships, and where you spend your time, right? So here's the thing. If you have questions about this, if you have yeah buts in your mind, like, yeah, Sarah, that sounds great, but please DM me. Please message me and let's chat about it. Maybe I'll do, because whatever you're feeling, other people are feeling also. Do you remember your 4th grade teacher telling you that? I remember that. So whatever you're feeling, chances are other people, and I would love to address it. So send me a DM, message me, whatever, leave a comment, and let's talk about it. Because though this is a really simple idea, just pause and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? That seems so simple. It's not. It's hard. Especially if you're not in the habit of doing that. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. But if it's a new idea, it's exhausting. But so worth it. So stick with it and do it. And let us know in the comments or on the mantra from yesterday how it's working for you, what you're noticing. What are you noticing you need to let go of, right? Because the positivity that we talked about last week, noticing what makes you feel more joy, you don't have infinite space for that, especially if your life is clogged up with the negative stuff, right? So for me, like Facebook, I mentioned, I had to get rid of Facebook because I didn't like how I felt when I was there. It was so triggering. And some of my deepest core values were always getting sort of punched in the throat. And so I was like, I can't be here anymore, right? We have to make those decisions. Who I spend my time with. There's people I love and adore that I just am like, I can't spend this much time with you. It's not healthy, right? So I am here for you. Please message me. Let's chat about it. Let's help each other out. Yeah, good luck. Let me know how it goes.